So one of the NBA teams who has risen quite well this year has been the Houston Rockets, whether that's been, of course, a couple of pretty good players they've brought in, like Fred VanVleet, Jeff Green, and Dylan Brooks in the offseason, or, of course, their young core, such as Jabari Smith and Jalen Green, of course, slightly improving. There's a lot of really big positives to go over with this team. Again, in today's video, I will be talking about who I think they should select with their first round pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Of course, we don't know the official lottery and what's going on with that just yet. It hasn't happened at the time making this video. So while I'm, of course, doing this, the Rockets are currently sitting with the 9th overall pick. Well, there's definitely a lot of really good players to choose from, so hopefully I have selected right. Again, if you're wondering why I didn't take a certain player with this pick that you guys might have wanted, it might be just because I've taken him with a higher pick to a different team. So I highly recommend you guys go and check out my official 2024 NBA mock draft, which I will, of course, have linked in the description down below. But I guess without further ado, here's who I think the Houston Rockets should select if the 2024 NBA draft happened today. Pick number 9, we have the Houston Rockets, who I definitely debated between about 5 different players who I would have them taking. Again, it definitely went through my mind. Could they have gone with a Reed Shepherd? Maybe not. They've already got VanVleet and a couple other different point guards. Could they have gone with a Filipowski? Maybe not. Again, they're pretty good on the center position. There's definitely a ton of players they could potentially take here, but I decided to go with another wing/forward in Dalton Knecht, who has really boosted his draft stock as of recent. Again, kind of doing very well in college, as he's an elite shooter, a very solid athlete who will likely be able to contribute to the NBA straight away, already being around 22 years old, I believe. An extremely great finisher around the rim, elite in transition. He gets down the floor before anyone else and is extremely effective at finishing plays at high speeds. Again, some might argue his defense might not be the greatest thing at this rate, but definitely has improved, as he has gone on. Some of the comparisons I've seen are actually calling him a little bit taller, a little bit of a better defender, of course, than what Norman Powell is. Powell being an incredibly underrated, I think, three-point shooter and role player. That's what I was trying to say, for a very long time. Again, doing really well on the Clippers this season, putting himself in 6-man contention. I think this is something like Knecht could, of course, do on this Houston Rockets team. He averaged 21.7 points per game for Tennessee. Again, having a game where he scored 37 points with a field goal of 13 out of 17, getting his 6 rebounds, of course. I think he just comes in really well and adds to what I think this Houston Rockets team is, of course, trying to do. I believe as well this Rockets team might be even a little bit weaker on, natural wings as of this point. Again, you got guys like VanVleet, and of course Jalen Green, who are just the natural guards. Amen Thompson is a guy who you're going to hope is going to be able to guard 1 through 3 as he progresses on in his NBA career. But as of their wings / small forwards, they don't have, I don't think, really a whole lot. You got Dylan Brooks, of course, there. Cam Whitmore, who hasn't really, he's played some decent games so far in the NBA, but again, we haven't seen the best of him. And then, of course, Jae'Sean Tate, who we really don't know if he will be on this Houston Rockets roster next year. I think there is a massive hole right now for this team to, of course, go out and get some wings / small forwards. And Knecht, obviously, not only is he a great scorer, but he's also a great shooter. So when you have guys like, VanVleet trying to play make, and, of course, Jalen Green trying to shot create, we know Jalen Green, unfortunately, can get himself into trouble at the wrong times. And having a guy to kick it out to like Knecht, who obviously, again, has been proven to be a really really great shooter so far and also a decent shot creator. I think this is one that makes very much a lot of sense. Again, other scouts say he projects very clearly to the NBA level and has an NBA ready game. It's extremely easy to imagine having an impact from day one as a floor spacer wing who can also score in isolation. He's got a beautiful jumper, rises up with a ton of confidence, and can carry the load on the offensive end. He's an explosive athlete in the lane and can drop the hammer on defenders with highlight reel dunks. Again, as I said earlier though, the only knock so far on him is that he is considered to not be exactly the greatest defender. So a lot of really interesting things to, of course, talk about him. Some slight bad things, but I think adding this guy as a backup shooting guard, a backup small forward, a backup small ball power forward, there's definitely a lot that the Houston Rockets can really do right here, and I think this pick makes a ton of sense for them. So of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you guys think about this mock draft? Do you guys like or do you guys not? Again, I highly recommend, like I said earlier, to go and check out my previous ones, which were linked in the description down below. Again, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and this one, of course, if you haven't already. Links for that gaming one will be in the description down below. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below, guys, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.